everyone. This is Sheetal Acharya. Welcome to Indian Tech Icon Spotlight, and it's a privilege to have a true visionary leader with us, Mr. Ashif Samnani. Behind every firewall, there is a human firewall, and today we have one of the best in the business. He is not just a cybersecurity expert, he is also a mentor, a community builder, and a recipient of Queen's Platinum Jubilee Medal. Hi, Ashif. Welcome to our show. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you.
So, Ashif, let's start from the roots because usually success is where, or the upbringing is where, with the values we grew up with. So, we would like to know from you what are the values you still carry with you from your childhood, brings the overall perspective to your leadership.
So, some of the values that I bring from my childhood includes being open, being honest, being friendly, approachable to my staff and the people that I work with. I think being vulnerable is very important. Also, being open about your challenges and issues, and how that has made you a very strong leader at the end of the day. So, those are the things that I bring as a childhood. So, just being open, honest, forward thinking, and making sure that I'm vulnerable to the staff and the individuals that I work with.
Absolutely, and those are all great values to be a great leader. Thanks for
Yes.
sharing that insight with us.
Thank you.
Ashif, let's take a step back. Let's get back to the college days. Would like to learn from you about your education and how that has shaped your career.
So, in my college days, I decided to pursue a degree in mathematics and computer science with a focus in cryptography and information security. I was very passionate about learning about patterns. I was a strong math student when I was in my junior high and high school days, but I wanted to take that to the next level. And when I started university, I started getting a passion around cryptography and learning more about information security because I enjoyed patterns and recognition of patterns and different types of behaviors and stuff. So as a result, I decided to do my career in information security. So that's the reason why I am where I am today, is because of the foundation that I had around passion around mathematics, passion around programming, which has taken me to that role as a cybersecurity leader.
Awesome. And during your college days, what kind of student you were? Were you very nerd and sincere? Used to enjoy.
Well, with myself, I call myself a mid to upper tier student. Yes, I was very focused on my education and professional development, but I was also volunteering in the community, getting out there. I was tutoring students in my younger days and stuff to make my ends meet and stuff, and also volunteering within my community as a tutor and stuff. And that's how I did it. So I was very outspoken when I was also in my university years, not always in my books, but looking at it more holistically in terms of my personal and professional development.
Wow, and that does reflect in your leadership skills.
Yes.
You talked about the mentorship and community services. So you are still, I believe you're still involved in a lot of community services, mentoring.
Yes. So I do mentor students that are taking computer science classes who are interested in cybersecurity. So I do meet them informally. I've spoken at various university and college events throughout my career and spoken about how students should be getting into the information security field through professional development, mentoring, taking additional classes, participating in conferences. So giving them word of advice in terms of how they can break into the career, because right now it's very difficult with the upcoming recession that's coming up. So people need to become resilient at the end of the day to ensure that they can get into the field. There's a lot of people out of work, obviously, but there's always strategies to break into the field. And that's one thing I like helping and coaching students to do. And I myself went through that coaching also when I was in my younger days and stuff, and entering cybersecurity. So finding those mentors that allows me to grow and develop my career and taking that advice and applying it so I can get to the next point into my career.
Awesome. That's again a very beautiful insight, and empowering others is definitely a great skill set that a leader has, and that is pretty evident from you as well. Talking about you mentioned you also had some mentors or professors maybe from your college time. So would like to know more about them. Was there anyone whom you're really impressed with?
I think that
who helped you?
My tutor in grade 12, his name is Ashif, right? He was a very good tutor and a mentor in my professional development. I know in my high school years, I said I was good at mathematics, but I struggled there. But there was an opportunity. He showed me the roots in terms of how to understand algebra principles, calculus principles, which allows me to get through those mathematics courses and stuff. So I saw them being a really good, strong mentor and leader. And then I've had like many different managers and individuals there that have guided me through my career and allowed me to get to where I am. So over time, we have had like at least half a dozen strong mentors out there that helped me achieve my career objectives and where I am today.
Awesome. And what's one piece of advice, if I may ask, if you have to give to those who are looking to make their career in cybersecurity or in general in tech?
I mean, generally speaking, with cybersecurity, I can first answer that question. In cybersecurity, a lot of people try to get into cybersecurity right away, but I always say work on adjacent fields, so infrastructure management, web application development, server management, any sort of infrastructure management. Because the thing is, you have to understand how things work at the end of the day before you understand how to break things and how to monitor and see if there's abnormal behavior. The market is very competitive in nature, so I always encourage individuals to look at adjacent fields before getting into cybersecurity, because at the end of the day, they'll become a stronger professional because you have to understand how things work at the end.
Wow. And that's a wonderful piece of advice for all those who are looking to enter into the career of cybersecurity. Ashif, talking about your professional journey, would like to learn from you, like what was your first job and how you progressed till your current role.
Yeah, so when I graduated, it was fortunate. It was 2006. Calgary economy was very hot. They were pulling students into the oil and gas field. When I applied for jobs, I had two opportunities. One was to go into financial engineering. The other one was to go into cybersecurity. I wanted to, it was almost a coin toss, so I decided to go into cybersecurity because I was interested in, passionate about it. Back in 2006, it wasn't that big of a field. But now you look at 2022, 2025, it started blowing up. So my first job was with Symantec. I was a security researcher. I mean, it wasn't an easy job. It was an easy job for the first part of it because they gave me a fairly junior role. I was monitoring mailing lists and learning about security questions that people had, and then also researching on fairly basic and rudimentary vulnerabilities that exist in different systems. And then I progressed into a threat analyst role, and I spent at Symantec for about 5.5 years. So I spent time there for 5.5 years. And then after that, went to Spectre Energy and became a security analyst there, building policies, doing risk assessments. And I spent about 6 months there. It was more of a contract role than anything else. And then after that, went to Enbridge, led the vulnerability management program there and supported the build out of the security operations center. So I spent 3.5 years there. And then I took a hiatus from Canada, went to the United States, got some international experience, and led a security operations group there. So looked after threat management, vulnerability management, and incident response. Led a team of a total of 4 individuals plus about 24 contractors. So it was a very large contract base and stuff, but focused on leading that team there. Then I came back after 2.5 years. I came back to Calgary, and I led the information security team there for about 2.5 years. And then after that, there was an acquisition that happened between Husky Energy and Cenovus Energy. So as a result, I focused a lot of my efforts on operational technology, cybersecurity, and now I'm at MOBIA looking after the overall cybersecurity practice. So leading a team of contractors and consultants, almost about 24 individuals there, and servicing various types of clients.
Wow, you're knee deep in cybersecurity.
Yep, so a total of 20 years.
Yeah, awesome. Talking about the teams, Ashif, like what qualities you look for when you want to build a team for high stake projects?
I believe in hiring a high performing team and stuff. So people there that are willing to ask questions, who will want to commit to their training and professional development, who can communicate effectively, who can work cross-functionally across different groups. So those are some of the things that I look for. People who are open, honest, and transparent is very important, because in order for us to be a high-performing team, we always talk about psychological safety first, so being comfortable with your group and then building that trust relationship. That's very important to us being part of the high-performing team, and then eventually build those close relationships, and you can work closely together to effectively solve any problem that you choose. So I like working with people who are high performers at the end of the day, and empower them to ensure that they can get their job done in a timely fashion.
That's a great perspective.
Yes.
Talking about the overall challenges. So, while implementing cybersecurity, what are the major challenges do you see when you implement, especially in a city like Calgary, which is more energy oriented?
Yeah. So challenges, especially now in the economic time, because we're running consulting practices, a lot of organizations are facing budget challenges and stuff. Generally speaking, organizations are invested into building cybersecurity programs, but they do have limited funds. So as a result, like we have to take more of a risk-based approach and decide what cybersecurity controls need to be implemented in the organizations. Sometimes people want to boil the ocean, but we have to make sure that we're hyper-focused and stuff. So that's what I see from a customer standpoint. As incidents start evolving and stuff, organizations always need to invest in new technologies and best practices to ensure that they fortify their environment. So it's very important that organizations take it seriously and work towards continuous improvement.
Now, your team, you mentioned it's scattered, right? It is located
Yes.
at various different locations. So I'm sure, like during the conflict time, what's your framework for conflict management? How you
Conflict
manage
management.
that?
So when team members are in conflict, I always try to look at each individual's perspective and make an informative decision in terms of how to handle it. So, for instance, say for example, someone has a disagreement in a process and stuff. So I take the opportunity to listen to each person's views and opinions, and then apply industry best practices to see how things should be approached and make those recommendations and stuff. So that's a perfect example how you manage conflict and stuff. Sometimes it's personality conflicts that happen between team members and organizations. So making sure that everyone's voice is heard and using my management and leadership skills to make informative decisions on how to manage those personal conflicts, whether we need to separate the individuals or if people need to go through proper training and professional development in terms of conflict management and how to deal with difficult situations. That's true. So I always encourage people not to just focus on technical training, but non-technical training also.
Much needed, yeah.
Yes.
That's a valuable insight again.
Exactly.
Talking about the with this fast pace or ever changing or ever evolving tech field, how do you keep yourself upgraded?
Well, taking micro credentials and stuff like that. So taking certifications, taking courses which are online available through Udemy, LinkedIn. So as at MOBIA, one of our values that we focus on is a lot around training and professional development. We do have total of six core values. One is around safety. One is around dedication to training and professional development. We also focus on community. We focus on responsibility and accountability of individuals as examples, right? But one of the biggest things is making sure that we provide quality individuals when they deliver from a consulting standpoint. So training and development is mandatory, and our organization is very supportive on the training and professional development of our staff.
Well, that's great to know. So, Ashif, how do you measure success of your leadership? Sorry, needed. So, Ashif, how do you measure the success of your leadership?
How I do it is it's almost through like informal feedback from my peers and my direct reports and my leaders. So I always take a 360 review in terms of how I've performed as an individual. So I always ask for consistent feedback and stuff from a leadership standpoint, making sure that we're meeting our targets and stuff. So I always project manage the work that I always do to demonstrate value and leadership as an overall thing. So leadership is very important as it relates to getting constructive feedback. So whenever you get constructive feedback, you take it, you embrace it, and there's always opportunities for improvement. So I always say formal and informal constructive feedback is one way to demonstrate my measuring my overall leadership skills.
And that's again a very valuable insight, getting the constructive feedback and working on those.
Yes.
So Ashif, what according to you are the, may just say like 3 qualities that you feel that a leader should have or should carry?
I think one of them is being vulnerable. It's okay to be right or wrong, because that actually stirs up the conversation around knowledge development and professional growth. So I think being vulnerable is important. Another piece around being a strong leader is having open communication and dialogue with your staff and individual. Communication is very important as being a leader, and then also the technical expertise. So making sure that you have the technical knowledge to drive and mentor some of your junior level staff. So it's very important to have that as a leader within the tech space.
Very nice. And what, according to you, empathy plays a role in a leadership?
Well, empathy is very important because you understand what it is to walk in another person's shoes. It's very important because that way you understand what individuals are going through. They may go through professional challenges and issues as it relates to solving problems. They may go through personal challenges because no one's perfect at the end of the day, right? So if you're empathetic, you actually get a better understanding of how individuals function and how you can better support them in their growth in their own personal and professional development.
That's a beautiful perspective. Talking about, or maybe just I'm trying to switching lanes again, and would like to know about the group that you run for the cybersecurity.
Yep. So for the last 2.5 years, myself and a few friends within industry, we ran a group called YYC, Local Professionals Meetup. It was founded back in 2023, and what we do is we try connecting individuals to opportunities within the tech and cybersecurity community. So, for instance, we had a meetup just about a month and a half ago, around middle of April, and we had about 250 people attend that meetup. And it's an opportunity for individuals to connect. The most important thing around landing and securing work is to make sure that you're connected with industry and making sure that you have the right connections and support to land your next job. It's a very competitive market there, so we always encourage students, youth, and job seekers to attend there so they can connect with hiring managers and other individuals, because the hidden market is quite large relative to what you see on job posting sites such as LinkedIn and with Indeed, for instance. So there's a large hidden market there, but it's an opportunity for individuals to connect and learn about the different opportunities and how they can grow their professional network and work towards their own professional development.
And that's really commendable, taking time out from your busy schedule and giving back to the community.
Yes, it's very important.
That's awesome. Yeah. And talking about, say, your busy work life, like how do you balance your, work with your personal life?
Well, it's an interesting balance and stuff. It's one thing sometimes I struggle with is balancing that out. But I'm very passionate about what I do for work. But that being said, turning off my cell phone is one way I do it, or disconnecting and stuff like that. But what I do with my job is I integrate. The great thing about MOBIA is I have the ability to integrate my work and my life together. So, for instance, some days I might work on the evenings, some days I might work on the weekends, but some days between 9 and 5 I might be going to do a few errands and stuff. So the company allows me to work towards a proper work-life balance in a sense that I can be flexible with my schedule to address any other personal challenges or any errands or anything like that, so I can achieve the objectives. Working from home is great, actually, now that I think about it, because here I'm about 30 minutes away from downtown. So what happens is when you get ready and stuff, it takes about an hour or so, and then you eat breakfast, takes a half an hour there, and then you travel, it's 2 hours, and you travel back. So by working from home and stuff, you automatically save 2.5 hours.
Right.
And then if you multiply that in the course of the year, it goes into weeks and stuff. So there's so many benefits of working remote as it relates to managing your time and stuff. So it's easier to achieve a work-life balance when you work from home.
Right. So flexibility and work from home.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. And talking about your personal interests, like outside of work, what would you like?
I like spending time with my friends and family, going out to the mountains, and just enjoying nature. Nature is one of my passions and stuff. Actually, next week I'm going out to the mountains and stuff, and going out to BC. So it's an opportunity to unwind, and to rejuvenate, and an opportunity to refresh. Because the thing is, the last thing you want to do is work 18 months to 36 months straight, because what happens is burnout at the end of the day, and then it becomes a loss of performance.
So that's a much needed break.
Much needed break, yes.
I hope you enjoy your vacation and you have a nice relaxing time.
Thank you.
Talking about your family, let's switch again
All right.
years and talk about your family. Who all are the key anchors in your family?
Well, my grandfather was around for many years. Unfortunately, he passed in 2023. He was a strong anchor, brought the family to Canada back in 1974 as an immigrant. They were farmers back in the day, but land was taken away, so they had to leave. And restarting Canada with my mom's family, being Uganda refugees and stuff, they left began in 1972 and had to start there. So my family per se, they're all been business owners by profession and stuff. So they learned how to run businesses, operate them and stuff. So with myself, being a national practice lead and stuff, I'm running a business within a business. So it's an opportunity to apply my business acumen skills to the things that I learned within cybersecurity.
Well, that's really wonderful. So you do help your family business.
Yeah, well, I have a business on the side also. I have a small shop that I support my sister and stuff. So
Very nice.
we're working on that, right? So even though I work full time, I was still passionate about doing business and stuff on the side.
Nice. And then talking about a typical weekend, how does it look like?
A weekend?
Yeah.
Well, a weekend. We do have the business and stuff, so I do check up on that business once in a while, and then go out with my friends, go out with my girlfriend and stuff. So it's an opportunity to unwind and relax and stuff. But yes, it's important to take the time to spend time with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your significant others. So I always make that a priority and stuff.
Shifting to a very interesting section, which is one of my favorites. It's the rapid fire round.
Right.
I'll be asking you some quick questions and would be expecting quick answers from you. No pressure, like take a couple of seconds to answer, but it's gonna be easy one and I hope you will enjoy.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's begin. Strongest cybersecurity tool, policy, tech, or people?
Strongest cybersecurity tool would be a security incident management system to monitor for cyber threats.
Okay. Cricket, hockey, or soccer? Pick one.
Hockey.
What's tougher, people management or incident management?
People management.
I was expecting that. What's non-negotiable in your leadership playbook?
Open communication.
Zero trust or zero sleep? What's more likely in your day?
Zero sleep.
Texting or calling? What do you prefer?
Calling.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
My superpower would be giving back to the community.
Very beautiful. And with that, we wrap up our rapid fire. And you played really well, Ashif. On a scale from bring it on to never again, how would you rate this rapid fire?
I'd say somewhere in the middle.
It wasn't that difficult though.
Yes.
But thank you so much, Ashif. It was really a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for all the valuable insights that you gave, other than cybersecurity, to the human aspect, to the community building, and whatnot. It's really been a great pleasure to meet you today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.